Developing your export strategy. Introduction. As a first stage towards exporting, the company should develop an export strategy which should clearly outline the factors which have been instrumental in choosing the selected market. It should identify which sources of market research, both primary and secondary, will be used to profile the market and who will carry out the detailed desk research with timetables. The strategy document should also define which members of the company will visit the target market and when. It should detail the allocation of all the appropriate resources, including costs, and determine who will be responsible for the production of the export plan with timescales. The export plan. An export plan is your guide for the development of your international business. It consists of the identification of markets, goals, activities, proposed ways of achieving objectives, required resources, and expected results. In the plan, you should also explain why the company should export and the overall objectives in entering an overseas market. This could include spreading the market risk, increasing production volumes, lowering unit costs, increasing profits, and improving brand image. Outline a very brief history of the company and the key factors that have led to the success in the domestic market. Detail the total budget and how it will be spent. Include costs such as overseas market visits, at least 2 per year to each target market, advertising, promotional materials, training for overseas partners, etc. Address how the company will manage cash flow for large potential orders, since suppliers' invoices will probably have to be settled before goods shipped overseas are paid for. You will need to explain how the business will withstand the additional expenditure of developing the export market up to the time when they become profitable. Define the time period and remember that export sales take longer to develop than originally envisaged. Include any relevant experience of the current staff and management, and detail any additional resources that may be required, such as a specialised export marketing people or additional production staff. Detail your target markets and the key characteristics that led you to choose them. The choice should be kept to a minimum, as spreading your resources across many markets often leads to a low return on investment. The plan should include all the information that has been obtained regarding the selected market and identify the sources used. Your marketing position may not be the same as in the UK and may also vary from country to country. A mass market product in the UK may be a high-end luxury item overseas once freight, import duties and distributor margins, etc. have been added. Detail where your competitors sit in the market in relation to where your products sit or will sit. Provide details of these competitors in each market. Provide details of how your product or service will get to the end customer in each market. Give sales figures and timescales for each product in each market. Include the USPs and key benefits of your product or services that make them attractive to export customers. Outline any changes to your product or service that might need to be made for export markets, which could include packaging design or size, branding, labelling, design changes or different content, etc. Provide details of spare production capacity, including seasonal variations. This will help in your discussions with your overseas customers with regard to delivery dates, etc. If you have very little spare capacity, address how you plan to increase capacity to meet potential new sales. Waiting until you receive an order is leaving it too late to consider this issue. Address the pricing models being used and outline how prices will be managed under varying conditions, such as changes in exchange rates, competitor price reductions, etc. Outline your market entry strategy, including whether you will sell wholesale or retail, or by using a partner, such as an agent or a distributor, use a fulfillment house, set up an office, or form a joint venture. Include details of how you plan to support your customers and partners, including visits, exhibitions, training, samples, promotional materials, advertising, etc. Outline all the tasks that need to be undertaken and the timescales. Identify who will be responsible for their completion. This data could be displayed as Gantt chart. Promoting your business overseas. The company website should be the major means of promoting business with potential overseas customers and of keeping them informed of changes within the business. Exhibiting at trade fairs in the UK is also an excellent way of gaining exposure to international visitors, prospective distributors and new clients from around the world. UK trade magazines are often read by overseas companies seeking British merchandise. It is important for the company to maintain a presence in these publications, as well as obtaining PR in international trade journals and national magazines in the selected markets. Consider joining trade bodies and export organisations, as well as registering with the British Exporters Database. Another excellent means of promoting the business is to participate in overseas trade missions. Every year, both the Welsh Government and UKTI organise a full and comprehensive programme of market-specific trade missions. These missions can be a very cost-effective way of exposing the company to international business opportunities. The most positive method of promoting the business is to exhibit at overseas trade shows in the selected markets. These overseas trade shows are an invaluable source of market research information, and companies should initially attend them as a visitor before becoming an exhibitor. Talking to other exhibiting British companies at these shows can elicit huge amounts of valuable market research data. In today's market, the importance of social media cannot be ignored, and the company should have a strong presence on sites such as Facebook, Flickr, Twitter, and LinkedIn. At the end of the section, you will be able to download an export plan template that you can adapt for your business.